Hey guys, this is Laura with McLeod Homestead, and today I am going to work on starting to make some dill pickles finally. Yay! So excited. My son and I love them. We could eat a jar a day. So come on along and I'll show you how I'm going to try this batch, because this year I'm going to experiment a couple different ways. So I've got a half-gallon bag and a quart size full. And what we're going to do, I already washed them when I brought them over from the garden. But I just peel the end and I do a little bit on both sides. Just be on the safe side and toss it into my container. So that's what I'll do. That's the first step that I go through. And then when I get that done, we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so I have these pickles all ready, and what I'm going to start doing is measuring water into it, and then I can add some salt, and then we'll let them soak in the salt brine for at least 6 hours. And what I will then be doing after I get this going, now that the rain is letting up, I will take and go over and do another harvest and add to this. And the end pieces there will all be given to the pigs. So let's get this measured in though. Okay, that looks good. That is 8 cups of water. Make sure it gets down in there. And I will use the pickling salt to even soak them. Just because I feel more comfortable with that. So, it will be 2 tablespoons for each cup of water. So that'll be 16 tablespoons of pickling salt to soak it in. Okay, I've got the salt in. Just going to mix it up. Mix it up with the pickle, well, what's going to be pickles. Mix it up. Okay, once that's done now, because you're supposed to soak it in ice water, I'm going to dump some ice in here. I'm going to put another thing of ice in here, and then just put the lid on it and put it in the fridge and let it soak. So while I'm over here picking cucumbers, I decided to give you a quick little update on a couple of my pepper plants that are growing in the greenhouse hydroponically. This is, let's see, this is the Jimmy Nardello. We are finally getting blossoms. I had to tie it up yesterday because it kept flopping. I checked the water and the water levels are good. This is my paprika. I use a lot of paprika, so I'm really hoping. Finally starting to get a bunch of blossoms. This is my monster. I got to get him tied up. This is a lipstick. So while we're over here harvesting off of some of these cucumbers, Look at this. This is that Haas's Blue Bayou pumpkin. This is just one side. Look at that, how they cascade. Just beautiful. I'll show you the other side in a minute. If we come around, look at the tomato plants. I've got to tie that up. It's falling into the cucumbers. We'll get that tied up. But I have lots of tomatoes. If we look, lots and lots of tomatoes. I'm 5'5". I'm looking up. I mean, my little guy, he's got his little motor running. Let's take a look. Oops, gotta watch where I step because of the vines. See? But see this big hillbilly tomato that is fused? Look at that baby. But I don't know if you can see it, but there are tomatoes all over. And this, I have come to the conclusion, this is not a cucumber. This, to me, after looking at pictures and stuff, I think this might be a loofah. Can anybody tell me? But, oh, here's that same Blue Bayou pumpkin. This is just the other side of it. Look at this. Just gorgeous. And you know what? I even have some of it, hold on, going into my onion area. And there's a pumpkin growing in there. So it just amazes me. But I do have a zucchini, couple zucchinis here, not ready yet. But I just wanted to give you an update on what this is looking like. Love it. Love it, love it. Okay, I haven't made it to the I haven't made it to the cucumber area yet, but just standing here, you can see I got tomatoes coming out everywhere. I've got my little pollinator. Today is the most pollinators I have seen in the garden, and I'm loving it. They're just bees all over. But I've been working on the beans. I didn't pick any yesterday. Figured I'd let it go till today. So getting these picked before I head on over to the cucumbers. Now I just want to show you, see this big bush? That is also, these are also Blue Bayou pumpkins. I wanted to see how they'd grow in the garden. And you know, really, they're doing awesome in the garden too. Just like out there in the hydroponics. Not as prolific, but still really healthy. Blossoms. You know, don't see any little pumpkins. Well, yeah, there is a little pumpkin starting there. So, and I've just seen bees flying in and out of the flowers, so yeah. I'm becoming a Haas Tools seed user, even if it costs extra. You know, this zucchini was little yesterday, and I figured, oh, I'll just give it another day. Yeah, that grew pretty good. Same with this one over here. So, not bad. Okay guys, I gotta show you these. These are the seeds my sister-in-law and brother-in-law gave me. These are the jumbo pink banana squash. I do have a squash growing, but look at them. I've really got to work on my tomatoes, but if you look, you probably can't see, but if you can look in here and see, I've got tomatoes all over. I've got to get in here. I got to get trimming, more rope hung. I got to show you this. The plants have grown together here. I tried tying it back to the main fence here yesterday, but I've got to get in here and get working on cleaning them up. But yes, tomatoes galore. And that's how I want it. Can't wait till they finally get ripe though. Well, since we've done sneak little peeks in other areas, let's take a sneak little peek in here. Don't see any cauliflower heads yet, but they are growing. The red cabbage looks to be doing awesome. You wouldn't know, I just harvested a bunch of basil and I made pesto sauce. Took that field mint out and the onions really sprouted up. I'll be there in a minute, love. Okay, now I did, on the other side of the fence, see a zucchini that was ready to be harvested. Ooh, I got more that needs harvested there too off of that. There it is. Now let's get to it. There we go. Perfect. Really should get in here and weed though. But forgot to harvest on this borage plant. That's alright. I will get to it sooner or later. But I'm really pleased. If I can get a head out of each one of these, that will be awesome. Okay, so I planned on just coming over, harvesting cucumbers, getting over there and getting them soaked. As usual, I got sidetracked. So I am now heading over and we are going to get the cucumbers soaking so we can get them done this afternoon. Hi babies, how's my piggles? I love my little piggles. But I still, as much as I love them, know they've got their purpose. They are very friendly. Huh, baby? They like scratches behind your ears. Yeah, you guys like being scratched behind your ears, don't you? Especially Bertha. Good piggle, piggle. Good piggle, piggle. I'll bring you guys some marshmallows in a little bit. Okay? No, you don't eat the zucchini. No! Really? No! You want a cute? No! Really, Alex? No. Put it down. I guess we'll be eating that one for lunch. That one will be yours. I'll cook up. If you want a bean or a cucumber, you can take a bean. That is a zucchini. You're just really obsessed. Do you like that? You're going to eat that whole thing? Are you? All right, let's go in the house. I want to see this. You're really eating it, aren't you? Is it yummy? Awesome. Yeah. I am not going to argue letting you snack on that. I love you. Bye. Bye. Okay, so we're getting ready to start making the pickles. I've got this on this big pan, just in case it gets hot underneath, added protection. And I got my water starting to warm up. The flame's on under it. And now the next step, let's open the pickles or the cucumbers. They're still ice cubes. The next step is we're going to put them in the colander and we're going to start rinsing them. Okay, so I'm just going to throw cucumbers in here in my colander. I'm just going to do a few at a time. Watch out! Use my hose and start rinsing them. Want to try and get as much of the salt off as you can. No, Mommy do it. Okay, so now that they're all rinsed, I am going to put, for this one, I am going to do like I did before. Just mainly because I've got this pickling spice I need to use up anyhow. But I'm going to put half a teaspoon in of the pickling spice. I know I've got at least 2 jars. And then I'm going to start stuffing. Start stuffing them in with the cucumbers. Try and do it as neat as possible. I do this in pints, but I know once I open them, it doesn't take long to go through them. So it's just as easy just to put them in quarts. And I did bring my chopstick out, so helped, this one got twisted. There, helps to place them a little bit. One in there. Now, before I do the second layer, we picked that dill today, so we are going to put, I'm going to put 2 sprigs in. Do a little more. Smells yummy. And then I am going to just layer some more. Okay, so I've got one all packed. And now I'm just going to work on doing the other jars. Alright, so out of those pickles we got 3 jars. Not as much as I was hoping, but that's okay. It's a start. So now the next step is we're going to get working on the brine. Okay, the next step is to make the brine. And the brine I'm using is just 1 tablespoon to every cup of vinegar. And I like the apple cider vinegar. And if I made too much brine, then I can just take and save it and I'll use it on my next batch. But once this comes to a boil, then I will just top off the pickles. Alright, so now my brine is boiling, and I am going to start filling my jars. And I want a 1/2 inch headspace. And so we'll get this filled. And like I said, the extra brine, if there is any, which there will be, I will save for the next batch. Okay, so what I do now is I want to make sure all the air bubbles are out. So stick my fork down in here as much as possible. Make sure I got all the air bubbles out. And then that way, if I need to add any more brine, then I can. Because you want all the, everything covered. Okay. This one needed more. This one needed more. Alright. So now I'm going to take my rag that has just, I just use water. A lot of people use vinegar, but I didn't bring my white vinegar out. And we go over, we clean the lids, and we get them on. Just hand tight. There we go. I don't like the way this. Alright, there we go. Alright, so now let's, this is already boiling, which is awesome. So we are going to put the cans in the jar. Got an issue here. Extra jars that were sterilized. Alright, so we've got 1 inch headspace. So we're going to make sure that's boiling really good again, and then we will boil it for 10 minutes. Okay, we are bubbling and boiling, so we are going to set our timer for 10 minutes. Now while I've got the jars boiling, the reason why I'm doing it outside is because it's been very hot in the house. I don't like to run an air conditioner because I don't like the bill. So I'm doing it outside, and you know what? It's made the house a heck of a lot cooler tonight. So I think this will be something that I continue to do. And here we go. It's been 10 minutes. So we will now take them out and we will wait and see if we hear that lovely pop that we always hope to hear, which means they've sealed. I think it's kind of neat watching them as they boil in there. We had one seal. Let's see if we can hear the popping. Should we try and help it and see if it works? Not ready yet. It's very hot yet.